Tobes,
Hey mate, how we doing?
how are we?
Oh mate, cruising along. It's we're just sitting here in Gold Coast at the workshop, and just can't complain, mate. It's definitely a different world with no racing.
Yeah, it's such a strange feeling, isn't it? And it's that one event that everyone really looks forward to, getting out to Finke. And unfortunately, it's just not going to be this year. It's going to be a long wait till next year.
Yeah, it's 365 days. Lately it seems like time goes really fast. It only feels like it was Monday the other day, and we're already at Friday. So it's we hope it's just going to come around twice as quick, and we'll look forward to 2021 at Finke, and debuting the new truck out there at that point in time.
How's the build going?
Yeah, look, the build's all good. It's the truck's been complete for probably just over a month now, and unfortunately with all this news with the COVID coming in, I cancelled all the shipping and stuff because honestly, I didn't really need the truck over here besides for Finke. It would have been good to have it here for some other events and some races, but look, at the end of the day, it's Finke is just the one that I can kind of afford to have the budget to go and race there, and we'll get it over here eventually, and go and do some driving in it. But it's all complete and ready to go.
So obviously, Queen's birthday weekend for everyone, especially you, over the last few years, has been being out in the middle of Australia. What are you going to do this year to make up for it?
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a quiet one, I think. It's I'm planning a bit of a trip up to Rockhampton, and I'm going to go up there and pretend that I'm going to take the buggy that's sitting behind us here, and I've got the bike that's up there in the front, so it's all packed and ready to go, and we'll just pretend we're at Finke up in Rockhampton, so it should be definitely a bit of fun, but it's nothing like the Red Centre, that's for sure.
How's the workshop? What's it like?
Look, the workshop's good. It's coming up nice and neat and clean. I try and keep it clean, but I definitely make a mess in here. I'm not a fabricator, and not very good on the tools, but I'm trying. It's definitely a different world. I'm just trying to keep myself entertained and keep myself busy while this virus, all this stuff kicks off and finishes up and heads off. So it's crazy times.
I feel like one of the silver linings of all this unfortunateness happening is picking up some new tricks. I think cooking, something that I've definitely improved on. It sounds like you've picked up a few tricks.
Yeah, look, honestly, I went out, I bought a Traeger, so it's kind of cheating in cooking. And so it's smoking some meat and everything like that, but virtually you just throw the meat in there in the morning, and the machine tells you to do whatever needs to be done. So if you need to flip the meat, if you need to put more baste on it, whatever, it tells you how to cook. But so I haven't really learnt too much, but I'm learning a bit in the cooking side there with the Traeger, and but then like the fabrication work at the moment, I'm trying to learn some TIG welding and MIG welding and stuff, and a bit of bead rolling, just all those little things that you kind of need for when you're out at Finke, and if you need to repair and fix some stuff up. But it's if I was a good driver, mate, I wouldn't have to fix anything, but it seems like I have to fix a lot of things every year.
How are you teaching yourself? Are you watching YouTube tutorials, or have you got someone in there, or how does that work?
Yeah, pretty much. Majority of it's like YouTube tutorials and stuff, so I'm just trying to check all that stuff out. But I am lucky. I've got a couple of friends up here that do a bit of alloy fabricating and TIG welding on some chromoly and stuff, so they've been kind enough to kind of help out and give us some tips along the way. But I've still got a long way to go. It's look, it won't break, but it doesn't look too pretty, but it'll do the job.
You say it won't break. That's like last year was heartbreaking to watch, even from a spectator's point of view. Was that the motivation to make sure that never happens again?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, look, honestly, what the part that broke on us last year, being that third member and everything in the rear end housing and stuff, it's out of anyone's control, really. It just, fate just wasn't meant to be, letting it happen and getting that win last year. And it's hard to sit on the side of the track for the third year in a row and just watch guys go by and not make the finish line. That's the main goal at the moment. Look, the next year, I think that's just the biggest goal. That's what I was setting myself for this year. Was I had a whole brand new truck and I just wanted to make the finish line. That was the biggest thing. Look, we're definitely trying to win that race. We just got to try and set our sight at getting across the finish line first. But it's heartbreaking, but it makes you want it even more. So it's kind of good that we haven't been able to walk into the win just yet. We definitely want to. It's definitely been a challenge, but we want to make sure we get it done.
Do you still harbour the dream of doing the Ironman? Is that a reality anymore?
Yeah, for sure. That's it's definitely on the cards again this year. And next year I think we'll definitely enter for both classes again, and we'll just see how the body's feeling. And for sure at the moment the body is starting to feel a lot more decent, that we're getting a bit more rest now from all this fire stuff going on. We haven't done a race since pretty much February, end of February, something like that. So it's been very quiet times, but it's been good rest for the body and to catch back up again. So we'll see what 2021 brings. We'll set our sights at Dakar again next year in Saudi Arabia. See how that all pans out for us, and if that goes well, then we'll look at setting our sight for a double at Finke again.
You've had this awesome relationship with KTM, and obviously that takes you around the world. What do they know of running at Finke, and do they like you being out there tackling Finke on two wheels, because it's so crazy?
Yeah, look, honestly, not too much. It's not one of them races that's on KTM Europe, which I've signed my contract with is KTM Europe. It's not their favourite thing that they want to be a part of. But then again, they don't stop us from going to do some races and events and everything and hooking in. So it works quite well. We just want to try and get that double win eventually too, and tick that one off the bucket list as well.
I think what I'm most disappointed about not being out there this weekend is just that landscape, being out there. It's the one time of the year, if you live in a city like us, to get out there for me and be in the desert again. Like, I just miss the sunrises, the freezing cold, like that feeling Sunday morning on race day. It's like nothing else, eh?
Yeah, 100%. That's it. Just the atmosphere and the people that have travelled from all around Australia that come out for that event and watch us, blip by in like 30 seconds or even less. And that's if you're going by then, for myself it's a bit of a long day, but if we can get past in like 5-10 seconds, we're usually pretty good. But yeah, that's it. It's just those cold mornings. Everyone's down the other end at Finke camping, and there's like no 5-star luxury hotels and nothing there. It's we have good like places we can stay in Alice Springs, but there's no place like it. There's camp ovens and cooking food on the barbecue, and kind of it's just like back. It's a big race, but it's back to like kind of grassroots really, and that's how it all. What you go there for is to have fun and enjoy the weekend of racing. So it's definitely it's a hard one to miss, but we'll look forward to the next one.
I think about the reception that you get, particularly down the other end, down in Apachula, and you're trying to take ice baths with the kids hounding you and all that sort of stuff. How does that compare to being, particularly in Saudi Arabia? Do you have anywhere near that level of stardom at Dakar?
Dakar is just another level again. For sure, the support I get from the Finke end at the race there, it's unreal. The kids at Apachula have always come over and they stir me up, and they say I'm getting older and older each time they see me. So it's funny to see. But like the Dakar race, it's every time I go to Europe and stuff, I find myself starting to get caught up in the airports a bit more, and seeing people that recognise us from the racing and stuff with Dakar. So it's good. The response is always welcomed, and I appreciate the support from everyone that follows along on the adventures. So it's definitely makes me push for more and wanting to achieve more in my life. So it's pretty good.
You've had obviously a big focus on four wheels at Finke over the last few years. You did win it a couple of years ago on two wheels when you sort of made a bit of a cameo back on the bike. Do you reckon you'd be just as quick if you tackled two wheels again, having not done it for a few years?
Yeah, look, it just takes time. It's if I went out there and spent the 2-3 months preparing and getting organised like we normally do, for sure, I'll be back up to speed out there. It just takes that time and that preparation and getting sorted. But look, like I say, the track's changing every year, just not in general direction. It just gets rougher and more beat up. And look, it's hard to get out of that four-wheel side of things a little bit, because you're basically just sitting in a lounge chair really and going as fast as you want. So it's definitely a different world. It's not guaranteed that you're safe in one of them things, but it just definitely. I think it eases KTM's mind a little bit in one way, that I'm not going to get hurt on the motorcycle out there, because you hit the ground there, you definitely you're going to get an ambulance ride out of there or a helicopter ride out. It's going to hurt a lot, and the truck side of things, it's not frowned upon, but for sure, a lot of people are starting to ask questions of when that's coming full time. And for myself, I want to do at least another 4 or 5 years on the bikes and then switch to the cars. But yeah, look, I can't tell you what my body's going to feel like in 2 years' time. It already hates me now, but I'm actually starting to catch back up with this bit of a break, which has been good.
I remember that last time you went on the bike, just to highlight exactly what you were saying, you had that spill on the way back down. How big was that? Because you looked pretty shaken up when you took the helmet off. I guess only you will be the only person who ever knew how big that moment was.
Yeah, look, we caught some footage of it. We had a GoPro on the front of the bike, and yeah, like it wasn't massive. Like I was lucky enough that it wasn't on a full high-speed, wide-open section. So it was kind of like around a bit of a sweeping right and then around into a sweeping left. And I just caught like a real hard square edge. And the bike kind of kicked sideways, high-sided. I almost caught it. And then, then it finally spat me off. So, yeah, the worst part was I just landed on my head and just rattled my head a little bit. So there's usually not too much in between my ears, but I found something that day and was a little dazed a bit. But it was definitely you count your lucky stars when those days you can get on a bike and keep riding, and it's never any fun hitting the ground, that's for sure. So we just got to keep trying to look after the body and get a few more years out of us yet.
The track's, 226 Ks long. Do you know it well enough that you could go and find that exact piece of dirt where you came off?
Yep, 100%. I could take you straight back to that spot and find it in 5 seconds. It's
How long did it take you to learn that?
The past 10 years. That's pretty much this weekend is 10 years since I did my first Finke Desert race out there on the motorcycle. So it's every year we normally do anywhere from around like 4,000 to 5,500 kilometres of pre-running up and down that track. So you put that over the last 10 years pretty much. Take away 1 or 2 where I didn't compete back in 2013 with my broken neck, but I've done up well over 100,000 kilometres up and down through that track with like racing and practicing and training and everything like that. So it's if I don't know it within that time of a type of distance, then my brain's pretty fried. But it's crazy. I can pretty much remember every bump, every little corner, every crest. It's pretty crazy.
All right. Speaking of training, how is training going at the moment? What have you been doing to stay fit at the moment?
It's been good. Like with the restrictions being lifted, we've been able to get back on the bike and start riding a bit. So I've been heading up north a little bit, probably like about an hour out of Gold Coast here and near Glasshouse Mountains, and just doing some trail riding and getting out to a few motocross tracks. And went out with a couple of mates there the other day and just did some jumps and stuff like that. So it's been good. But other than that, been mountain biking and things like that. Doing a little bit of weights and stuff and everything here and in the gym. And it's been good. It's been able to kick back into it a little bit. So. But I will tell you, the fitness has definitely dropped off with that time off, at not being able to get in the gym and do your normal everyday thing. Being in lockup, it takes a long time to build it and 2 to 3 days to lose it. So it's pretty crazy.
Well, man, it's been good to catch up. Usually we're out in the middle of the desert chatting to each other, but this is definitely a bit different.
This is definitely very different, mate. Inside a tin shed, brick concrete walls and stuff. I'd rather be out in the middle of Australia and... by a campfire and getting ready for the weekend's race ahead. So it's frustrating, but we'll be back bigger and better next year. And I guess it gives us 365 days to prepare and get ready for another one.
Absolutely, mate. There's going to be thousands and thousands of people out there next year, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of them.
Can't wait. Look forward to it as well. So we'll see you out there, mate.
Mate. Good to chat. See you later.
Perfect. Cheers, mate. See you.